Well, hey, welcome back. It's episode 8. That's right, I've decided to put the title off to the side this time, something a little different. You guys enjoying these videos? I hope you are. Welcome back. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. If you're not, remember, click that button, subscribe, and set your alerts as well so that you don't miss out on anything. All of these videos are coming to you because I absolutely love to serve. I love to help, and I want to help you to get to where you're going. Today, we're talking about be you, get paid. We're talking about that together. Let me show you something. Have you guys seen these? These are the Be You Get Paid coffee cups. If you would like one, comment in the description below. Tell me that you'd like a coffee cup. I'm going to choose someone at random and you'll have a coffee cup sent straight to you. That's right, a whole coffee cup. And you can remind yourself every single day that you can be yourself and get paid. But today, let's talk about that and what it means to you in business and why it's a great idea. Well, it's a great idea to be ridiculously authentic. Look at the world, at how many copycat businesses are out there, and how do you stand apart from the rest of those businesses? Why is it important? No. Why is it vital for you to be incredibly authentic, very much you, and get rewarded for who you are and what it is that you do that's unique and different to everybody else? It's really tempting to look at another business and another offering and say, you know what, I'm going to copy that. And there's perhaps some wisdom in that. And I'm going to talk to you right now about the difference between imitation and inspiration. Let's begin. Imitation is where you get trapped into being so far out of who you authentically are that you perhaps think of a Michael Jackson impersonator. A Michael Jackson impersonator will always be paid for being as good as they can be at imitating Michael Jackson. Same with an Elvis impersonator. An Elvis impersonator will be judged on how good they are at doing Elvis. But let's think about this. Who can you be that no one can judge you on when you're doing them? Well, the answer is very clearly you. No one can say that you don't do a good you. And I want to encourage you today to be the best version of you that you can possibly be in whatever it is that you're doing. Let's talk about how to do that. Well, to begin with, there is some inspiration that you might want to look at. So it's very sensible to look at people who have gone before you who inspire you. For me in business, there's a whole bunch of them. And comment below if you can guess who like 5 of them are. If you can guess who 5 people are that inspire me, then good on you. You might win a coffee cup as well. Or you know what? I can give away some copies of my latest book, Heroic Sales. If you'd like a copy of that book, comment below. I like giving away free stuff. Let's call it Free Stuff Friday. There we go. It's now called Free Stuff Friday. Inspiration should come from a well-considered source. For you to be inspired by somebody, you need to, first of all, understand who you are and why you are inspired by them. Normally, it will be one of 2 reasons. Number 1, the person who is inspiring you, you believe has something that you don't. Or second reason is they have something that you do have and they're well refined at it. Normally, you'll find that you can't see something brilliant in somebody else unless you first see the potential of that within yourself. And that's great news. So I would encourage you to study great leaders, great people who are in your field of expertise. Study what they do. Study how they've got to where they are. Study the patterns of excellence that they've put in place. And then have a look at how you can do those things in your life whilst being you. But here's where most people fall down. Most people will go out and pretend to be that other person. I've got this guy who I look at and I love his stuff, but he's American. I don't go talking in an American accent, and he does all this other stuff that I could not possibly even try and emulate because I don't have the tools, I don't have the skills, and I certainly don't have the millions of dollars that he's got. But I do what I do as me, being me to the best me that I could possibly be. I see some people in my line of work, in my industry, pretending to be something they're not. And it will ultimately end up hurting you. Why? Because you're not, sorry, let me just say, the world out there is going to judge you. People out there, your potential customers and your potential audience, they're going to judge you. Just deal with that. But wouldn't you rather they judged you for being you, rather than judging you for being a copy of somebody else? You see, that somebody else is being paid for being authentically them. And if you try and be them, that is to say, if you dress the way they dress and it's not you, and there's one guy, Taki, who I love, Taki High, if ever you're watching, Taki wears thongs or bare feet, right? That's his shtick. Let him do that. But if you try and do that and it's not you, people are going to see that and it's like a bit ill. Same with like Jimmy Fallon. I love Jimmy Fallon. I've just gone L. I love Jimmy Fallon, right? But if I had a TV show like Jimmy's and I tried to copy Jimmy and I made Jimmy Fallon jokes, then I'm just being a rip-off version of Jimmy Fallon, and you just never make it. You'll never make it. It's the same as if I tried to be Tony Robbins. To start with, he's way taller than me. I'm only like 5'10", 175 centimeters. Tony's like, what, 6'4"? Something like that. He's a giant of a man, so I can't pretend to be taller. That's the first thing. He talks in a great big voice. So if I try to be Tony Robbins, I just end up being a knockoff version of Tony, and it would sound ridiculous. But I have to be me. You have to be you. Got it? So what is it about you that makes you authentic? Well, it all started when you were a wee little kid. Imagine little Grant walking around. I had less facial hair back then. I was probably about the same body weight though. Kidding. Proportionally, yes. But when I was a kid, I was raised in Frankston in Victoria. Now, we all know Frankston is very Australian. It's where bogans were manufactured, and you've heard me make that joke before if you've been following me for a while. These aren't tattoos, they're birthmarks from Frankston, all those sort of jokes. And yes, I'm a Collingwood supporter, and yes, I've got a missing tooth and all of those jokes. But all of those things make me, me. But what's up here matters as well. So what have I learned? For years and years and years, I've learned psychology and NLP and business and a whole bunch of other stuff. But I don't go around trying to be Bandler and Erickson. I don't go around trying to be Sharon Pearson, who taught me, or Joe Pane, who I talked about in a video the other day, although in the past I have. And it's in those moments of inauthenticity that you get judged unfairly, and it never feels good. But what makes you, you? Well, it starts with your environment, wherever you are. So I live in Tassie, right? Good old Tasmania. But I come from Melbourne, live in Tasmania. So my environment determines a lot of who I am. And your environment determines who you are. So why don't you just write that down? Environment. And that's a good starting point. And what comes next? Well, it's your values, whatever you believe in at a really high level. And your values determine your beliefs. Your beliefs then determine your actions, and it's your actions that get your results. Now, I've talked about this before, but what I want you to look at today is whether you're lined up with your values, your actions, and your results. Perhaps you're living inside of someone else's values, which is determining your actions, which is in turn determining the results, and maybe the results that you're getting suck a little bit. And if you want to stop your results from sucking, go back to your action steps, have a look at those, make sure they're your actions. Before all that, make sure that you know what you stand for and you know what you stand against. Make sure and that's basically a summary of your values. People sometimes don't know how to elicit their values or how to determine their values or how to land on their values. What are you going to fight for? And what are you going to stand up for? That's your values. So what do you believe in? What are you firm on? And what would you defend, or what would you stand up for, and what would you stand against? That will determine then how you think and how you can be authentic. Now, authenticity is incredibly attractive. If you're afraid of being authentic in your business or your offering, then you're going to be copying someone else, or you'll kind of feel misunderstood. And if you're feeling misunderstood today, the way through that is to find out how to be authentic. Now, this is something that I work really closely on with my clients, and it's not a closely guarded secret on how we do it. We have a module that's in my 90-day business transformation product that I provide for my clients. They go through it, and you know what? Every year or so, I encourage them to go through it again, so they can check back in, because everyone that I work with grows at quite a rapid rate. And you might feel that you need that kind of growth too. If you do, hit my website just here, go to the contact form, tell me you want to have a conversation, and we'll be talking within 7 days. It's pretty cool. You can feel free in having that conversation with me. Now, if this is something that you've enjoyed hearing about today, if you've felt for a little while that you want to be a little bit more authentic, be a little bit more you, a little bit less holding back just in case the world didn't like who you were, or just in case you were worried. And you know what, just as I said that then, if you're copying somebody else a bit too much and you're feeling like it's time for you to step up and be authentically, beautifully yourself, then I want to hear from you. If you've liked this video, why don't you go ahead and share it? Remember to subscribe, and I'd love to hear from you. Like with a thumbs up, give me a comment below, let me know that you're there, and I'll see you again. Now it's Saturday and Sunday coming up, so I'm not going to do videos over the weekend. Just decided 5 videos a week, that's pretty cool. Monday to Friday, tune on in, and I'll see you guys Monday. Have a great weekend. I'm Grant, Sell with Courage. Bye for now.